There are simple ways in which you can flirt with your husband, and you should. I've got 3 simple ways. Compliment him when he least expects it, touch him affectionately, and lose your underwear. Don't let lust leave your marriage. That was a quote I read off a website that shook me to the core. It gave me the permission to reincarnate my flirty self as a wife. I never knew I'd see the day. I thought those days were long gone. How do you flirt with your husband? Share with me in the comment section below because I want to learn more. Here's what I have learned so far. As a wife, my thoughts are always centered around the laundry, cooking, the meal prepping, what's for lunch, what's for dinner, when is the next half term, what do other people have for breakfast, beyond toast and cereals, and so on and so forth. I know I'm not the only one, but I became less worried when I realized that I wasn't the only wife thinking that way. If you're like me, don't let the mundane tasks of life get in the way of your sexiness. Yes, that's my advice to you today. Remember way back when your husband was still in the boyfriend zone and you were very creative. You didn't need to read blogs. You didn't need to go onto TikTok to keep things hot. It just happened on its own. You were always feeling yourself, and organically you were just excited, and you brought excitement to your relationship. But as the time has gone by, in marriage especially, it's not as effortless as it used to be. You can't just become excited and be the go girl. Before you know it, the romance and the passion are out the window. You're looking for it, and flirting now becomes a very rare thing that hardly happens. In fact, you have forgotten how to flirt. It feels weird. Every wife will get to that stage, and I can assure you, I know I'm laughing, but it's the truth. I see why Valentine's Day is very popular nowadays, even among the married folks, let alone the singletons. So here are some beautiful ways to be naughty and flirtatious with your husband as a wife. Compliment him when he least expects it. Give him a nice surprise compliment that makes him feel really good and boosts his confidence all day. How do you feel when you're complimented? When someone genuinely just looks at you and says, "Oh, I like what you're wearing. I love your hairstyle." How does it make you feel? It makes you feel warm on the inside. That's why I said mean it, because you live with this person every single day. You sleep with this person every single day. Don't take advantage of him. Don't forget that he is human. Give rise to your feminine energy to come through. Be the woman that he fell in love with. And once you start to do that, do you know that it will seep through to how you relate to other people, even your friends, or even at work? Complimenting people is a skill that is worth mastering, so why not give the same to your husband? The second is for you to touch him. It is simple but powerful. A lot of people are touch deprived nowadays. Nobody's touching anybody anymore. Once we say hi on Instagram, we're good. Nobody's calling anybody anymore, let alone husbands and wives. People are now living together as if they're roommates, they're flatmates. Touch him. Resume sitting like a couple, like husband and wife. You see husband and wives watching TV in the evening, sat on the sofa, and the space between them, you can fit a planet in there. You're not flatmates. If you're both on the sofa, don't sit far from your husband as if he's a guest or he's a visitor. Move closer. It doesn't have to be all the time, but take every opportunity to tap him, touch him affectionately, feel his skin. If it is new in your marriage, if you're just listening to me and you're going to start it, he will ask you, when did this start? And don't be put off by that, because it's new experience to him as well. It has been forgotten. Just smile and he'll enjoy it. Imagine being close to him without saying a word. It sounds exciting. Imagine being close to him that he can feel your breath, you can feel his. It takes guts, but try it and hold his gaze for a few seconds. Any longer and you just might be getting some. But what's wrong with that too? It's spontaneous. So whenever you can, seize the opportunities to move closer to him, to draw closer to him. It's the simple gestures that make the magic happen, that brings the magic back. And the third, Lose your underwear. Spend one evening without wearing underwear. Put your loungewear on while you're doing the normal house things, the house chores. Throw in a few moves here and there and see if he notices you. If he doesn't, just walk past him. Let him feel your body without the underwear. Or even send him a selfie in daytime. A lot of people forget what their husband wore in the morning. Oh, in the evening when he comes home, then I'll see what he's wearing. It shouldn't be like that. Don't let him forget what magic you bring to his life. Pose and send him a picture. It doesn't cost you anything. You're already paying for the airtime. It's not just for phone calls. In your picture, give him a wink. Do something to grab his interest. It's a bit flirty. He'll keep thinking about it till he comes home in the evening or the following day whenever he finishes his shift. As a wife, you shouldn't stop flirting because you've now got the ring, because you're now married. You need to continue to do what attracted your husband to keep that flame burning for years. And it's not just you. I'm not just placing the onus on you. It will happen. And you will see the difference in your husband as well. The more you do it and you tune into yourself, it helps to maintain that emotional connection that you both share. You'll be surprised how these small, simple ideas can make such a huge difference. Most importantly, I want to cap it all that you should have fun with it, because there's no point in you being rigid about it. And as I've said before, it's not one-sided. It's for both of you. It's for both you and your husband. You need to reinvent yourself constantly. You need to stay playful. Your husband may feel like, why these sudden moves? Why is she being this playful all of a sudden? What is she looking for? Is it time to pay up again? But after a while, if you haven't got an ulterior motive behind it and it's just plain and simple and pure, from your heart, that you wish to just keep your marriage exciting, it will come around. Husbands tend to enjoy flirts, especially if it is coming from us as their wives. It's also a mental thing. Husbands have stated that wives sending them a nude picture or a lingerie picture or something sexy in the picture, it's like they are the luckiest person on the planet, because you, their woman, wants them at that point in time. So bad that you're being vulnerable with your beauty for them, for him, for your husband. No other man on the planet at that point in time is able to see what he is seeing. Only him. And that's how husbands think sometimes. So if this is something you want to try, I would encourage you to try it and then do a little at a time. Just take baby steps. Ask him what he would like to see if you're the shy one. Such conversations can be hard, especially in a relationship where it's probably never happened before. Ask him if he minds you sending him saucy text or pictures. Be daring. You've got to be confident as a wife. There are so many ways you can bring in the feeling of newness, the feeling of novelty back into your relationship with your husband. There are ways of adding the fire of desire and arousal. Sometimes our husbands don't tell us what they want because they are afraid the idea might be rejected. Even you have ideas in your head that you're not willing to share with your husband because you don't want to be vulnerable. But fear is an easy thing to overcome in a marriage, as long as you're willing to face it. And bear in mind, this is a journey you're going on with somebody else. What if it was a solo journey? You'd be on your own and you have to make that decision by yourself. But here you have a husband to support you with it. It takes vulnerability, but no one wants to be made mockery of. So nobody is willing to lose God or lose their God. However, if you're willing to be vulnerable with your husband, he will do the same with you. He will do the same for you. It starts with you as a wife. It starts with us as women. It starts with us as wives. Have you ever considered asking your husband if sexy texts from you would turn him on? Remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I say, my way is not the way, but simply another way of being as a woman and a wife. I hope you found today's content useful and valuable. Don't forget to like so that it can reach more wives and wives to be. And please do subscribe and share with others.